Charlie lay in bed, staring at the ceiling as muffled arguments echoed through the thin walls of his small bedroom. His mother's shrill voice clashed with his father's dull protests, the same cycle every night. He clutched his blanket tighter, wishing he could sink into the mattress and disappear. When the shouting stopped, Charlie closed his eyes, desperate for sleep. But just as he began to drift off, the soft creak of his closet door jolted him awake. His heart pounded as he turned toward the sound. The door was ajar, and standing in its shadow was a figure, a woman. She was dressed in a tattered black and white maid's uniform, her skin pale and waxy like a porcelain doll left too long in the sun. Her eyes, hollow and dark, seemed to pierce through him. Her lips moved, though no sound came out at first. Then faintly she whispered, "Come with me." Charlie froze, his breath caught in his throat. He clamped his eyes shut, pulling the blanket over his head. Minutes passed, and when he finally peeked out, the closet door was closed, and the figure was gone. The next morning, he tried to tell his mother. "A maid in your closet?" She scoffed, her face twisting with irritation. "You've got too much imagination for your own good." "But Mom, enough!" she snapped, her hand flying to the side of his head. The sting of the slap left him reeling. "Stop making up stories or I'll give you something real to cry about." Charlie said nothing more, but the terror of that night lingered. On the second night, he barely slept, keeping one eye on the closet. But as the hours dragged on, fatigue overtook him. Once again, he awoke to the soft creak of the closet door. The maid was there, standing as still as a statue, her lips moving soundlessly. "Come with me," she repeated, her voice barely above a whisper, cold and lifeless. Charlie shook his head, trembling. "Leave me alone," he whispered back, tears streaming down his face. "Come with me," she said again, unmoving. The next morning, he didn't bother telling his mother. When she saw his puffy eyes and trembling hands, she berated him for being weak, her temper flaring into another beating. Charlie bit his lip, enduring it in silence, the bruises forming like dark shadows on his skin. By the third night, fear and exhaustion left him numb. When the creak of the closet door woke him again, Charlie didn't scream. He didn't hide. He simply sat up in bed, staring at the ghostly maid. She tilted her head, her hollow eyes locking with his. "Come with me," she whispered. Charlie's voice was small and broken. "Will it make her stop?" The maid didn't answer. She only extended her pale, fragile hand toward him. With a deep breath, Charlie climbed out of bed, his small feet padding across the cold floor. His hands shook as he reached out, his fingers brushing against hers. Her touch was icy, sending a chill through his entire body. She led him into the closet, the darkness swallowing them whole. The door shut behind them with a soft click. The next morning, his mother stormed into his room, ready to drag him out of bed. "Charlie, get up, you lazy!" She stopped mid-sentence. The bed was empty, the covers neatly folded. "Where is he?" she barked, her voice tinged with confusion. She turned to the closet and yanked it open. Inside, Charlie hung lifeless, his face pale and serene, as though he had finally found peace. His mother screamed, but no amount of tears could drown the whispers she swore she heard that night. "Come with me."
Come with me.